In a market where new phones seem to launch every other week, choosing a device that truly earns its place in your pocket becomes less about chasing specs and more about understanding balance between performance and everyday experience, between raw power and practical usability. OnePlus has consistently delivered devices that don't just chase trends but shape expectations, and this year's lineup has quietly become one of the strongest across any price range. Whether you're a multitasker, a mobile gamer, a camera enthusiast, or someone who simply wants a smooth, hassle-free smartphone experience, there's something on this list for you, but the differences matter. Some shine with speed, others with battery life or display precision, and one brings something completely unexpected to the table. If you're thinking about upgrading your phone, make sure you don't miss the best value your money can get right now. All the links for each phone are down below in the description. Don't forget to check them as we go. Number 5. OnePlus Nord N30. The OnePlus Nord N35G is the most approachable device in this lineup, yet it delivers a level of functionality that defies its position. Built around the Snapdragon 695 chipset, it features 8GB of RAM, with the added benefit of virtual RAM expansion to help stretch performance across multiple tasks. That means switching between your messaging app, camera, browser, and music playback won't result in lag or slowdown. The phone handles pressure smoothly and without draining battery life rapidly. It feels like a device designed to keep up with users who don't want to compromise responsiveness for price. Its 6.7-inch LCD display is impressively immersive, thanks to a 120Hz adaptive refresh rate that adjusts to preserve battery while maintaining a fluid experience. Although it's not OLED, the panel makes excellent use of brightness and contrast to remain comfortable for viewing content, reading, or gaming, even in brighter environments. The dual stereo speakers, enhanced with a 200% ultra volume mode, offer unexpected clarity and punch, especially during video playback or hands-free calls. Together, the screen and sound create a well-rounded media experience that feels far above entry-level expectations. Photography is where the Nord N30 steps beyond assumptions. Featuring a 108-megapixel primary camera with 9-in-1 pixel binning and 3 times lossless zoom, the phone captures sharp, vivid images with solid depth and dynamic range. Electronic Image Stabilization, EIS, helps to keep photos and videos smooth, especially when shooting on the go, and the software enhancement doesn't overprocess skin tones or blow out highlights. For users who want to document their life with style but don't need full manual control, this setup hits the right balance between capability and simplicity. That said, the Nord N30 does come with storage limitations, offering just 128GB on board, although this can be expanded via microSD thanks to its hybrid SIM slot. Its build materials are more practical than luxurious, which may be noticeable for users coming from higher-end models. Yet considering its 5000 mAh battery with 50-watt SuperVOOC fast charging, the long usage time and durability more than make up for it. For anyone stepping into the 5G world or looking for dependable value, the Nord N30 proves that thoughtful design isn't reserved for the flagship tire. Number 4. OnePlus 13R. The OnePlus 13R comes in with a combination of subtle elegance and undeniable capability, proving that raw power can coexist with a minimalist design. Built around the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chip and offering 12GB of RAM, this device walks a fine line between flagship performance and user-friendly operation. The hardware is solid, responsive, and fast across tasks, from launching complex apps to seamless gaming sessions without overheating or struggling under heavy use. The inclusion of LPDDR5X RAM and UFS 4.0 storage ensures that load times are near instant and data transfers move at incredible speed. The 6.78-inch LTPO AMOLED display stands out not only for its size, but for the accuracy and subtlety of its color reproduction. With a resolution of 1264 by 2780, the screen handles everything from 4K streaming to scrolling through HDR content with a certain polish. Protected by Corning Gorilla Glass 7i, durability isn't a concern, and neither is glare, even in brightly lit environments. This display adjusts intelligently to the content and lighting conditions, making it a pleasure to use for long stretches without fatigue or visual strain. It's not simply about sharpness, it's about visual comfort. On the camera side, the OnePlus 13R is deceptively powerful, with a triple camera array, 50-megapixel main, 50-megapixel telephoto with 2x optical zoom, and 8-megapixel ultra-wide, it captures with an accuracy that feels tailored for creators on the go. The photos it produces come with well-managed highlights, surprisingly good shadow detail, and more true-to-life color temperatures than many competing models. Video stabilization and dynamic range are also strong points here, making it a good pick for both spontaneous shooting and more deliberate content creation. The device does come with limitations, particularly for users in regions dependent on CDMA networks like Verizon or Sprint. Compatibility is restricted. Additionally, while the camera hardware is excellent, the software occasionally over-sharpens or smooths facial textures, which can be noticeable in portrait modes. However, if you're on a GSM network and want flagship performance packed into a sleek profile, the 13R holds its ground remarkably well. Number 3. OnePlus Open. At number 3, we shift into something entirely different. A phone that redefines how you use screen real estate without sacrificing design. The OnePlus Open brings an entirely new approach with its foldable display, managing to stay impressively thin and lightweight while still feeling solid in hand. With aerospace-grade materials and a carbon fiber reinforced hinge, the phone opens and closes with a smoothness that feels engineered for endurance, not just show. What makes this stand out is how little compromise exists between form and function. Even with the fold, this device remains practical for daily use. The dual display setup, a 6.31-inch outer screen and a massive 7.82-inch inner foldable display, creates a genuinely useful canvas for multitasking. Whether you're dragging files between apps, taking notes during a video call, or running two streaming apps side by side, the Open Canvas software handles transitions with smooth animations and no lag. This isn't a novelty device. It's a daily use phone that just happens to double its screen size when needed. The displays themselves are brilliant, supporting Dolby Vision and boasting 2800 nits peak brightness, which helps both clarity and battery efficiency. Photography lovers will find themselves pleasantly surprised with its triple camera Hasselblad array, featuring a 48 megapixel main, 48 megapixel ultra wide, and a 64 megapixel periscope zoom. This is one of the very few foldables that actually competes with standard flagships in camera quality, offering high resolution results and balanced dynamic range across focal lengths. It handles both detailed textures and portrait shots with competence, aided by a well-optimized HDR mode and advanced color calibration. Shooting in Dolby Vision adds a pro-grade touch to video work as well. Some drawbacks are worth mentioning. Foldable displays still carry a higher long-term durability risk than single slabs, and while OnePlus has minimized the crease, it does become visible under certain angles. Additionally, app compatibility with foldables remains inconsistent, particularly with games or older productivity tools. Still, for anyone seeking innovation that actually improves daily use, not just a wow factor, the OnePlus Open delivers far more than expected. Number 2, OnePlus 12. The OnePlus 12 is the kind of device that sets the tone for what a flagship should deliver, without creating noise around it. At the core of this phone is the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chipset, a processor designed not just to push performance benchmarks, but to handle everything from daily swipes to intensive multitasking without a hint of hesitation. Paired with 16 gigabytes of RAM and 512 gigabytes of storage, the phone doesn't just run apps, it keeps them ready, active, and fast, even if you're switching between high-res video editing and social feeds on the fly. The dual cryo velocity cooling system manages all that pressure with surprising efficiency, ensuring the phone stays responsive without turning into a heat brick. Its 6.82-inch 2K superfluid display with an adaptive 120Hz refresh rate and 4500 nits peak brightness makes it feel as if the content is floating just beneath your fingertips. Colors are crisp, contrast is tuned for visibility even in sunlight, and the experience is consistently fluid whether you're gaming, reading, or watching content. It's the kind of screen that you don't adjust to. It simply becomes the new normal, making other displays feel like a step back. Supporting this performance is the Trinity engine, an integrated system that boosts the phone's core functions: RAM handling, CPU cycles, read-write speeds, and touch responsiveness, all working quietly in the background. Where the OnePlus 12 sets itself apart is in its camera experience, thanks to its collaboration with Hasselblad. The 4th generation Hasselblad system includes a 50 megapixel main sensor, a 64 megapixel 3x periscope lens, and a 48 megapixel ultra-wide shooter. These aren't just about megapixel count. Color reproduction, edge sharpness, and low light performance are fine-tuned to deliver photos that feel natural yet rich. Whether you're snapping portraits, distant landscapes, or architecture at night, the results hold a kind of visual consistency that feels premium without requiring post-processing tricks. The one shortcoming to be aware of lies in the software updates. While Oxygen OS is clean and efficient, some users may experience delays in receiving the very latest security patches or Android features. For users who want bleeding-edge updates the moment they're released, this could be a trade-off. That said, for most users looking for performance, reliability, and flagship features without unnecessary gimmicks, the OnePlus 12 delivers in ways that truly matter. Number 1, OnePlus 13. At the very top of this list stands the OnePlus 13, a device that doesn't merely combine raw power and flagship design. It feels like the culmination of years of refinement. With 24 gigabytes of RAM and an astonishing 1 terabyte of internal storage, this phone sets a new standard for fluid multitasking and on-device file access. Whether you're running demanding games, editing 4K videos, or using intensive creative tools, the OnePlus 13 handles them all effortlessly, without a trace of hesitation. It's not just built for the average user, it's clearly designed for those who push their device far beyond ordinary limits. Its 6.82-inch LTPO AMOLED display, protected by ceramic guard glass, delivers exceptional detail and precision across content types. With a resolution of 1440 by 3168, the panel is sharp, color accurate, and capable of adaptive refresh for power efficiency and responsiveness. Scrolling feels weightless, HDR videos look cinematic, and every interaction feels like it's happening a split second ahead of your command. This isn't just a beautiful screen, it's an interface designed to keep up with whatever pace you set, while still offering battery endurance that's surprisingly resilient for a device this capable. On the camera front, the triple 50 megapixel array covers wide, ultra-wide, and periscope telephoto duties with an elegance few phones manage to achieve. From expansive landscape shots to portrait photos and zoomed-in compositions, it handles color, dynamic range, and detail with professional-level subtlety. Features like multi-directional autofocus and optical image stabilization across all 3 lenses allow for sharpness without effort, and the front-facing 32 megapixel camera holds its own in clarity and low light balance. This device isn't just capturing moments, it's preserving them in a way that feels deliberate and layered. Still, with all this power, there are minor considerations. The high-end specs make this phone slightly bulkier than lighter models, and for users not accustomed to large format devices, it might take some adjustment. Additionally, while Android 15 runs beautifully here, some niche software customizations may not yet fully optimize the extraordinary hardware. But if you're looking for the phone that does everything, holds nothing back, and stands alone at the top in capability and polish, the OnePlus 13 is the clear winner. Every phone in this list offers something distinct, from foldable multitasking to photographic range to speed that anticipates your input before you finish thinking it. But the OnePlus 13 stands above not because of one superlative feature, but because it binds them all together without compromise. If you're considering an upgrade, comparing specs, or just trying to find the device that's going to feel worth every tap, swipe, and scroll, any one of these 5 phones will deliver. Just don't forget to check the links in the video description to get the most up-to-date details on availability, features, and offers for each phone we've covered.